Well, hello, Life Point Youth. It's so good to be with you. Happy Saturday. Hope you guys are enjoying your weekend. Man, we had an amazing time this past week. Hopefully you were here on Wednesday, or maybe you caught the midweek replay that we do on Thursday nights on Facebook and YouTube, man. It was an awesome time. We had a special guest speaker. Our intern director here at Life Point, Suzanne Clark, gave an amazing word. She brought it, man, talking about Ruth and Boaz. She went through the whole story from chapter 1 all the way to chapter 4 and really just told this amazing love story. And I think it's so cool to know that in the story of Ruth and Boaz, we see Ruth and Naomi, her mother-in-law, they're widows and they have nothing and they have to go back to their land, and it's just a crazy situation. And back in that time, if you didn't have a husband and you were a woman, it was not a good thing. So Naomi's trying to tell her daughter-in-law to leave. She had another one as well. She said, "Hey guys, go away because you're not going to be able to find any marriage here. And don't come with me." But Ruth it says that Ruth clung to her mother-in-law. And actually what was cool is that word is actually the same way that we cling to our spouses when we get married. So that's how much of a connection that she had with her mother-in-law. She follows through. They find a family redeemer, someone who could come in and redeem Naomi and redeem Ruth, and his name was Boaz. So they start to formulate a plan to make him the kinsman redeemer. And it's just an amazing story of how this man steps in and marries Ruth, and actually they have a child at the end of this story. It's the perfect love story, like Suzanne talked about this past week. It's a perfect love story. But what we grab from this story is that God is our reward. I loved that, just talking about God being the reward. You know, as Ruth married Boaz, Naomi and Ruth were both back under protection, back under a covering, and they got all of what they had lost when their husbands had died. And I think that's incredible to know that God is our reward. He's also our refuge. That was another thing Suzanne had talked about. He's our refuge. He's our safe space. You know, once Ruth and Naomi had found Boaz and Boaz took them underneath his wing, they were safe again. They were in a spot where they had protection again. I think that's amazing. And then we also, and this is the most obvious point, but God is our redeemer. God redeems the amazing things and uses the most unqualified people to do it. I think if we're learning anything in this Bible engagement project, I think it's that God uses imperfect people to do amazing things throughout his entire story. If you were here on Wednesday, or maybe you watched the recap, you would see at the very end of the sermon, the end of the message, Suzanne really was going about all and talking about all of the begots, all of the family tree of Ruth and Boaz's child, and who that became to be. You know, we know that their child was the grandfather of David, and from David's lineage was Jesus. It's an amazing thing to know that God redeems, he restores, he's our refuge, he's our reward. And because of that situation happening in the way that it did, we have the pathway to Jesus in his family tree. And it's incredible to know, and I just love it. And I loved what Suzanne had to bring. If you didn't catch it, make sure to go on our Facebook or our YouTube, check it out. It was an amazing word. And if you were here, thank you so much for being here. Make sure to come back next week. We have services every Wednesday night at 6:30. We have a food truck coming through at 4 o'clock. Man, the vibe has changed here. We have bar stool tables for you guys to hang out as a kind of a cafe. We have videos going around. This week we're gonna have video games. I'm pumped about what we're doing here at Life Point Youth, and really excited about tomorrow. Make sure you come to our Sunday morning gatherings as well. We have junior high at 9 and 11. Make sure that you come through because it's going to be an awesome time just continuing to go through our junior high conversations. I can't wait to see you guys. Have a great rest of your Saturday. Well, hello, and thank you so much for watching our video today. Before you go, if you'd like to stay connected, you can like our Facebook page or follow us on Instagram at LPYouthAZ. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you do not miss another LifePoint Youth video. We also have our midweek service in a podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and you can find it by searching LifePoint Youth Audio Podcast and listen anywhere on the go. For more information regarding service times and events that are happening, visit us at lifepointaz.com/youth. Thank you so much again, and have a blessed day.